My name is Nicole Browne. I currently serve as the clerk of the Monroe County Circuit Courts, and my title or my pronouns are she, her, hers.
My name is Nicole Bolden. I'm the Bloomington City Clerk, and my pronouns are she, her, hers as well.
Well, my former boss, the previous Monroe County Clerk, I had not at all intended to run for office. And she saw some leadership qualities that I had probably suppressed or kept under the radar.
I had been lucky enough to work for the city clerk's office for several years prior to the previous city clerk deciding not to run for office again. So when she announced she wasn't going to run, I had the conversations with my family and my parents and a lot of friends, and they all said, "You've got to do it." And although, like Nicole, I didn't want to run for office, it was a good next step, and I'm really glad I did. It's a good chance to serve.
I think we knew each other when neither one of us was clerk.
Right.
And
we were
now.
yeah, we were both deputy clerks at the same time, and then we both became clerks within a year of each other. So that was really great. Oh. I don't think it's ever the same.
Agreed.
No, there's never like an average day, at least for the clerk. Now, there may be some similarities for our deputies, but for the city clerk's office, we may think going into the day that we're going to have a very low-key day, and then something will happen. I think the biggest point to start with is because I am the clerk for the city council, and Nicole is the clerk for the county, for the Monroe County Circuit Courts. So if you're looking for anything related to city ordinances or like laws that the city's passing, you want to start in the city offices. If you're looking for anything related to the courts or like lawsuits or anything like that, you want to start in the county clerk's office. After that, sometimes it's a little touch and go, but usually if you call either office, we can tell you which way you want to go.
Correct. I get lots of emails from Clerk Bolden where they actually meant to reach out to me and vice versa. And the only other thing I would add to that is that as clerk of the courts, not only do I work directly with the courts, but during election time, which is the biggest time that people know who the clerk is that I oversee all elections in Monroe County.
And we do have some overlap though.
We do.
Because Nicole's office issues marriage licenses, but both of our offices can perform wedding ceremonies, which is really nice.
Building. So we work with the prosecutor's office. We work with the courts. Most importantly, they're court reporters. We work with the public defender's office. So we interact with a lot of different agencies, and communication goes back and forth all the time.
And similarly, my office, we actually share an office with the staff for the city council. So we have to work very, very closely with the city council. We work with the mayor's office, and we work with other city departments. So it's a pretty steady back and forth. And we also work very closely with county offices as well. Nicole mentioned earlier, we are constantly calling and checking in, and we work with the county auditor and recorder because there's some things where we have to notify them or go back and forth. So it's constant communication and meetings and emails and everything else. It's nice.
Thank you.
I think I'm most proud of the people I get to work with every day. I've got an incredible team of people that I purposely hire really nice people and then teach them, give them the tools that they need to do their job. So to get to go in and see these people and watch them grow and change and learn and help people, because the most important thing that we do is make sure that we give people what they need to go forward and conduct business in their life. And so that's what I'm really proud of.
See, she took my answer. I was going to say that I'm most proud of people that I get to work with because they're great. And I honestly, I can't actually change my answer because that's it. I work with really, really good people. Weddings. I love performing weddings. I think that is just, oh, it's so cool. And you get to see so many different people come in, and it's like the happiest day of their lives. And sometimes when people come in to get married, they're wearing like full wedding gowns and they look like princesses from Disney weddings. And then sometimes they come in and they're just wearing like t-shirts and shorts, and they're like, hey, I'm on a break from my office and we decided to run over and get married. And it doesn't matter because they're always happy to start their lives together, and I love performing weddings. So if anybody had told me I'd get to perform weddings as my job, I would have run for city clerk when I was like 18 years old, hands down. But nobody told me, so I had to wait.
And I won't disagree with you. Weddings are amazing. People come up to us and they'll say, you married me and my spouse. I would add to that in my office, adoptions are amazing too. Getting to have your forever family is amazing, and you'll see small kids come in their little suit and tie or their princess dress. And so to get the paperwork that they need to go forward and be a part of their forever family, I love that. I sift through quite a lot of emails.
You know, on the face of it, it would look like city council meetings, because sometimes those meetings can go for, 4 or 5 hours. The longest one was this year. It was, I think, 9 hours long. That was a very long meeting, but actually it's not the meetings themselves, it's the minutes that we prepare from those meetings, because after every meeting we have to, write minutes for those meetings, and every hour of meetings is 3 to 4 hours of preparation to prepare the minutes. So if we have a 4-hour meeting, that's about 16 hours worth of work. So that's actually where I spend most of my time. And that's a lot of work, but it's worth it.
I think there's a perception that if you have to come to the Justice Building, you're in trouble. And that's not always true. Certainly, we have to help people who are in trouble too, and we do, and we treat everyone wonderfully because I've got that great team of people. But just, we can also be a resource for you. As Nicole said, some people just don't know what they don't know, and so we'll walk you through as best we can and get you to your next best step, and so we're here to help.
Yeah. I think the thing that I would always tell people about the clerk's office is it's one of those places where ideally you won't see the clerk's office, because if we're running well, you don't notice it.
Agreed.
And a clerk's office is the type of place where you notice it if something is missing.
Correct.
So my hope is always that you don't notice this at all. An essential part of city government and county government that you just know is there because things are running smoothly. We are here to help, and we fill in a lot of gaps that you never see, and that's the goal, which is to make sure that things are running smoothly. So yeah, just the average person in Bloomington will encounter the city clerk's office because either they're getting married, or unfortunately they have to appeal a parking ticket, or if they're coming to a city council meeting and they need some information. But it's usually one of those 1, 2, 3s. I usually hope that it's for a wedding or city council meeting, but give me the parking tickets too.
My hope is that the average person comes into my office because they are registering to vote.
Mm-hmm.
When you turn 18 years old, or even a little bit before, if you're going to be turning 18, you come to my office to register to vote, and that is the biggest way the average person connects with my office. However, again, you apply for a marriage license in my office, so on one of your most important days, that is where we will interact. And then, not for the parking, but sometimes if you're driving a little too fast in that car, you also pay for tickets in my office. That's a very pricey life lesson to learn, so I'd rather not meet people that way.